Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Amesie's Corner. We're here in my apartment tonight. Look, you can tell. That joke's never gonna get old. Hey, I have to live with this stuff, so I'm in the apartment, and if I'm here and you're looking at this wallpaper, I've probably got some expensive piece of equipment to look at, and that I do. What I have here is the new Mac Mentor Touch. Now, kind of an unboxing, but I've already opened this up. I've already played with it a little, so we'll get this stuff out of here. Now, first thing I want to say about this, other than the fact that you can actually see the screen when I record it, I don't know what was so different about that Snap-on Solus that I couldn't film it. The first thing you're going to notice is I have it already powered up. The reason because of this, and it happens to be at the moment my biggest complaint about it, is it takes a few minutes for this thing to boot up and start up. And if you guys are like me, when you use these scanners, you keep it in your toolbox off, because sometimes you don't use it for a day at a time. You don't really want it on all that time. So you're gonna grab the tool, you're gonna grab it, and you're gonna turn it on and walk over to the car, and you hope by the time you walk over to your car in the bay, it's going to be on, and it takes a little too long. Maybe they'll do some updates to it and can change that. I'm sure it's just a software thing. So it comes with all the usual cords and all that. So let me take it out of this box here. And bear with me. Hopefully I don't break anything. Linking module. Alright, we'll just throw that over there. We'll get this box out of here, because that is the boring part. I'll put that on the table. So here's the unit itself. Now, one thing that they sell a lot on this, their point, is that you use it wirelessly. Like you see it right here, free is how you would diagnose it in the car. You wouldn't be tethered to it with the cable. And if you look, there's really no place in here. You're gonna hook an OBD cable to it. And that is where this piece right here comes in. This is the linking module. And this you will put to your OBD connector, the Chevy connectors. There's no light on it. But there is a light on the unit. The power light will come on, so you have power at your diagnostic connector. You've got it plugged in all the way. So you'll plug this box in, and this will link the car to the scanner. It will also link both of these to your PC. Link to PC, link to vehicle, and when you're recording data. This is a scanner, probably one of the first scanners on the market that has the ability to reprogram modules, and everyone is saying that's big and that's a big thing, but to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sold that it's worth the expense for an independent garage to be able to flash modules. There's always an inherent liability when you flash a module that you could damage the module, and I've always believed that letting the dealer do that is probably the better way to go. What I'm really interested about reflashing modules is, can I get in with this tool to, say, an older car like my Saab 9000, and if I want to go into the PCM, would this do that? I don't think so. I really don't think this is going to be able to speak that language. I think the car, like a Saab 9000 or an older car, is going to be a little too out of date for this to handle. But I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with a system. Maybe they already have a system. It's really why I'm interested in this tool more than anything else, is for doing like performance things. But something tells me you're not going to be able to really make any specific changes that you might want to make. As it is now, the way you're going to use this to reflash a module is you're gonna go in to Mac's system, and they're going to handshake with the machine, and then that's going to send you to the dealer. Like say you got to reflash a Chevy, you'll go into the Mac system, Hey, buddy kitty. You'll go into the Mac system and they'll send you with a handshake to, say, Chevrolet's database, and they'll reflash through whatever Chevy has, say, a transmission module or something for like a TSB. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do like performance upgrades, like say you get larger tires on a truck and you still want the speedo to read right. I'm not sure you're going to be able just to go in and make specific changes like that. I think it's only updates really. So that kind of that to me that kind of doesn't really make it worth owning one of these. I mean they're pretty expensive, give or take $5,000 for this tool. I think if you get the scope and all the accessories, you can spend up to $7,000 on it, which is a lot of money for something that does exactly what like the less expensive version of this does. So anyway, enough of that. We got the usual you would expect on a scan tool. This probably isn't going to focus as well as I'd like, but you get the idea. Another thing I don't like about this is there's no... Where's there? Oh, there is a stand. All right, maybe it was the other one that didn't have the stand on it. Now, looks like we got a lot of white, and that's washing out the picture. But manual entry, it says here, auto ID, heavy duty, and global OBD is what it says. Let me see it. There we go. I guess I have to get in real close to cut that light down. So we'll go to manual entry, and we'll start to see the second thing I really don't like about this. Now, part of that comes with, get it out, it has a stylus. Focus on it. Just a regular stylus. I don't like styluses. I really don't. It's not that you can lose it or whatever. It's that they just don't seem to be as user-friendly as, say, an Android system, which the other Mentor Touch, Express, I don't remember the name of it. I will be getting a video of it soon. Has an Android system, and you can flip through it real fast. Now let's say we want to do, well, I like my Saabs, so let's see, 97 Saab 9000. Now, no, I don't want an 03. I want a 90. See, that's what I don't like about it. I'm trying to scroll the screen, and now I've selected, I got to go back to year, and you got to be really precise with it. And you got to get over here. It's kind of tough because I'm trying to do this through the camera. There we go. Now I got it scrolling. You got to be real careful. Now, if you're working on a car, you're going to be in front of a steering wheel. You're going to be thinking about this, that. You want this thing to just scroll, scroll, scroll. And it really doesn't do it. Maybe, and there we go, back to this. And I'm just trying to put granted I'm doing this through a camera, but you can kind of get this. And then you gotta wait. Everything takes a second on this. Now Saab is all the way down the bottom, so we got more of this to deal with. Let's see if it just works. And you see, I tried to scroll, and it just really, really aggravating like that. I really don't like that. It just doesn't seem to be as responsive as I'd like for something like as expensive. See, I can't even do it. It's not because I'm using the camera. Come on. Yeah, I know, buddy kitty. This thing's aggravating me. I'm not even using it on a trouble car. I'm just trying to show you guys how to do this, and you got to be so damn personnel. No, it's not going to work. La la la, la la la. It only costs like $7,000. And there we go, Saab. Finally, really. Now I could have already with like a more simple scanner, like that Snap-on Solus. I would already have known what the codes are or what we were doing. What we were looking at. We'll do 9000. We'll do arrow because we like arrows. And then, isn't really any difference in those cars. That's kind of odd. And we're in there, and it looks like all we have for this car would be global OBD, which is, even the most basic scan tool is about all we're going to get on this. Now, that isn't really fair necessarily to show, what tests can be done, because it's an older car. The newer cars support more with the newer scanners. So if I put in, like, say, a 2013, I don't know, Ford Mustang, it would have all the tests and everything. But that's pretty much the same as every other scanner. One thing I do like about this is it's linked wirelessly, like I said. So if you were, like, checking a fuel pump and you had the car up in the lift and you were trying to listen to see if the fuel pump was making noise or whatever, you could use this under without having the cable. The other thing I kind of like about it is it has a real browser. Now, all data, AITN, and all of those can be accessed off of this menu. Another thing we use is Mitchell. And Mitchell's already ready. It's got its tab. You just put your information, your passwords in it, and while you're working on the car, you can go to Mitchell, get your wiring diagram, or you can go to AITN to see if anybody else has had issues that you're coming up on. Or say, you want to go to, it'll be so darn precise. That's really a problem I have with it. So let me just see if I can do this. And sorry, trying to do this through the screen. And if I want to watch, say, some of my videos or something, I can go right to my YouTube page. So if I can bring this page up, my YouTube page, I could watch my videos, I could do all that. The browser is a little slow because I have this going through my phone's mobile Wi-Fi hotspot.
Welcome to a very special edition of Amesie's Corner.
Speaker works.
I own it.
Yep, I do. Still outside. So yeah, you can go to, like, YouTube, my YouTube channel. I could go to anything. I could watch, probably just about anything on this. I don't know what kind of antivirus system this has. I'm sure it's got something in it, but I haven't seen any prompts, anything for it. It's something I'll have to ask the rep on this. So just like a regular, Windows system, all the tabs work. The scrolling's still a little imprecise. I'm sure they'll fix that with updates. Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi. Trying to think if there's anything else. Pretty much, it's your basic scanner. It has the ability to reflash modules. We haven't done it yet. There really isn't a big demand for that, for flashing modules and all. But I don't like how the screen is really not as responsive. The scroll and all that doesn't work as good as I'd like. This is also a really big unit. Now I have pretty big hands, and it's a pretty big unit. Now you're trying to use this on a road test. It's a little too big, So this is more of something you would get just for its ability to flash modules. I think as a tool for everyday use, between the slow boot up speed, the menus being a little hard to use, and all that, I think you'd be better off with maybe like I'm not going to say the Solus. This has some features on it that the Solus doesn't have that I really like the wireless, the browser. You can have the browser while you're diagnosing is really nice. It seems well built, but these all do from a name brand company like Mac or Snap-on and all that. First impressions, I like some of the features, but overall, as a tool, it's just a little bulky, it's a little slow, it's got a little too much in it. There's too much going on to look through the menus, and every car, like you saw with the Saab, and if I go into any newer car, everyone's going to be different to what it can do for that car. So if you don't really know this tool, there's going to be a lot that it can do that you just know either, one, you're not going to know it can do it, or two, you're not going to want to take the time to get in with this tool to do it, because you've got 8, 10 other cars to fix today, and you're just trying to get this thing booted up to check codes or something. And you know, first impressions, I'm gonna say it's probably a little much. You know, it's probably a little big, a little slow, a little tough to use. If anybody out there has any experiences with this and has anything to counter, just leave it down in the comments. I answer every comment. If you want, if you're thinking of buying one of these and you want me to do something with it, just leave a comment. I respond to them all. I'll look at something on it. I'll do something with it to help you either decide to buy it or to decide to not buy it. So anyways, this is getting a little boring for me to do, and I got to do some relaxing. So yeah, until next time, guys, keep it out of the cabbage.